Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Champeau with the Titletown team at Homestead Realty. This is our second weekly video. Today we're going to discuss Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and HUD foreclosures and how the whole process works. Hopefully by the end of the video you're not going to be more confused than you are right now or going into this. With me today I have Bethany Martine, also with the Titletown team at Homestead Realty. Hi Bethany, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. All right, so Bethany is going to kind of go through this, and I'll jump in when I feel I need to or should say something. But otherwise, Bethany, why don't you go through and just start explaining Fannie Mae, and we'll go from there.
Okay. With Fannie Mae, the most important thing to remember is the first 15 days that it's on the market it's just open to owner occupants during those first 15 days, and you will have to sign an affidavit to prove to them that you will be owner occupying that property.
Yeah, so we get a lot of investors who jump in and say, "Why do they do this? I don't like this. I want to be able to buy it, right away, just like everybody else." And really, their whole goal is to get people who are going to live in the house in the house. But if it's a little bit more run down, chances are it's going to come to an investor. Price might get reduced where they can go in and flip it anyway. But just everybody should be sure, you're going to have to sign that affidavit. If you want an example, just let one of us know and we'll get one over to you, a blank one. But just stating that you're going to have to live in the property as your primary residence.
Mm-hmm. And otherwise, after that first 15 days, if that house is still on the market, then it would be open to everyone, to investors included. As far as the owner-occupant status goes, also you will have to occupy that residence within 60 days of closing, and you have to occupy it for at least a year.
Sure. All right. I guess, so we have a buyer, we submit an offer. What do they do as far, how long does it usually take to get back to us?
They will accept offers right away. There's no holding period for your bids or for your offers that they do. They don't wait. They get back to you right away. And if there's multiple offers on the property, then they will come back to everyone and they'll ask for your highest and best offer at that time.
Sure. And I just want to clarify something real quick. When we say they'll get back to you right away, it's not instantly. It might take a day or two depending on how fast that asset manager acts. But when Bethany gets to HUD, it takes a lot longer. She'll explain that. But there's no set amount of time. They'll get back to you just as soon as they can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's dive into Freddie Mac.
Okay, Freddie Mac is very similar to Fannie Mae. They also, in that first 15 days that the house is on the market, also have a period where it is only open to owner-occupants, and you will again have to sign an affidavit stating that you will be owner-occupying that residence, just the same as with Fannie Mae. A lot of the same. They will get back to you again as soon as they can, and they will accept offers as soon as possible. Another comparable to Fannie Mae is they will also do the highest and best. They'll ask you for that if there are multiple offers on the property.
And what happens on those highest and best, they'll come back and say, okay, we have multiple offers and we want your best offer you can give us. And so it's up to the buyer then to say, do I want to hire it? Do I want to leave it the same? Or do I even want to lower it? Or do I want to take some contingencies out? The highest and best isn't always the highest price. It might be, $1,000 lower, but there's no contingencies, or maybe it's all cash and no financing. So they look into all those situations. Typically, it is the highest offer though, but not always. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. So let's go ahead with HUD then, unless you had anything to add on that.
No, that was pretty much it for those. When we get into HUD, there is a period with HUD. You don't see it too often, but they have a lottery period which would come first, and it lasts 7 days, and that's typically for uninsured homes that are located in a revitalization area. Once again, When you hear about the property from Ryan and I, or then you really aren't gonna probably hear about it when it's in the lottery stage typically.
Sorry, Bethany. That lottery is really it's open to government entities and I think nonprofits. It's just 99% of the buyers are going to be out of that period, and it usually doesn't sell in there.
Correct. The next bidding stage for HUD is the exclusive bidding stage, and that means that it would be open to owner-occupants only at that time, no investors. Now at the exclusive stage, the first 10 days that the house is on the market, HUD will just hold all of the bids that come in from the owner-occupants. They will not look at those bids in those first 10 days that it's on the market. They start the 11th day, with the exception of a weekend or a holiday. They would open up all bids that came in from owner-occupants, and they will view those at that time.
Yeah, so the first 10 days, I guess as far as HUD accepting an offer, if two exact same offers came in, two offers at $70,000, they will take the earliest one that comes in if everything is exactly the same. Now that doesn't typically happen. You probably want to, if you're going to make a $70,000 offer, probably want to make it $70,000 or $70,001 just to make it different. But with the exception of that, there's strategy to bidding at the end, and that Bethany and I can get into with you when you're about to make the bid. But sometimes you want to wait until the end, and we won't dive into that now because it's confusing already. But otherwise, they'll wait. If no bids come in or no acceptable bids come in within those 10 days, they'll drag it all the way out to 30 days for owner occupants only.
That's correct. Yeah. So the first 30 days of the exclusive period would actually be for owner occupants. Still no investors if it makes it past the first 10 days without an accepted bid from HUD. Now, once we get into the investor stage, that's the extended period for HUD, and that's past that 30 days. Then it's open to everyone for bidding. Owner occupants, investors, anyone who wants to bid on the property at that time.
Yep. And does HUD do highest and best?
HUD does not do highest and best. They'll just accept the first acceptable offer that they received. They have their standard limit, and as soon as something comes in that they will accept, then they just accept that one bid, and they do not come back to everybody else and ask you for your highest and best.
Sure, and that's again after that 10-day period.
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, with HUD, a lot of times, it's really going to depend on your real estate agent's knowledge. A lot of times they do go over asking price, and just because they're priced really well. So, your real estate agent should be able to let you know what's happening on the property, and if there's 20 showings a day on the property, good chance you're going to have to go over that asking price, so don't be shocked. But if it's sitting out there, if it's past that 10-day deadline, you definitely want to shoot it under asking price most of the time. Certainly there's different circumstances, but again, that's where your real estate agent helps you out a lot. That's where you're going to make a lot of money or lose a lot of money or not get the house.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the three big foreclosure, companies, government entities, whatever you want to call them. Real confusing, but there's some great deals out there in all three of these, and your real estate agent can really help you out as long as they have knowledge of them. So if you're going to be purchasing a foreclosure, make sure you don't just choose that, some realtor you find, at an open house or something. Make sure they have knowledge of these foreclosure companies and how the whole system works, because it'll really make a difference in your wallet. Anything to add to that, Bethany?
No, I think we covered it pretty good.
Okay. If anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call, shoot us a text, email, whatever it might be. We're happy to answer any questions for you. And again, if you missed last week's video, we covered Fannie Mae financing. It's a great deal. You definitely want to take advantage of it, or at least watch the video, and might save you some money. And we'll be back next week. And if you have any questions, just let us know. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks, Bethany.
Thank you. Yep, bye.
Bye.